What's up, Night Owl Steely here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be going over the Rime of the Frostmaiden Chapter 2 Point of Interest, Jarlmoot. The Jarlmoot takes place about 18 miles west of Targos, but really you can put this thing anywhere in Icewind. The party can hear about this location either through the typical 10 Towns rumor table or from Yiselm Bloodfang. Yiselm is a former Reged nomad of the Tiger tribe who gave up the nomadic lifestyle and decided to settle in 10 Towns about 3 years ago, just before the Frostmaiden's everlasting winter. Yiselm is secretly a worshipper of the Frostmaiden, and she's known around 10 Towns as a pretty competent wilderness guide. The Frostmaiden appeared to Yiselm and commanded her to lead the adventuring party to their doom, to which she interpreted as lead the party to the Jarlmoot. As Yiselm is leading the party, you can kind of drop some hints that something's not right by having her not help the party if they get into a random encounter. Perhaps you can throw some wolves or bears, something simple, an animal of some kind at the party, something that Yiselm could definitely handle but doesn't, and the party may question that. Also, she doesn't help with any of the combats that take place at the Jarlmoot, which I'll talk about in just a moment. When the party arrives at the Jarlmoot, they're going to notice 7 empty thrones that make a ring around the top of a snowy hill. Under the light of a full moon, dead frost giant aberrations appear in each of the thrones, and they start reminiscing about the glory days. The apparent leader of these frost giants is Rhaegar Yarva, who is larger and wears a dragon-scaled cloak, and his throne faces north. Beneath his throne is a vault dedicated to Thrym, the god of frost giants. Area 1 is the Ring of Thrones. A detect magic spell will reveal an aura of necromancy around the ring. Creatures in this area that do not have resistance or immunity to cold damage gain vulnerability to cold damage. The characters can only see the frost giant apparitions if they step into the ring under the light of a full moon. Otherwise, the thrones are empty and the characters have nothing else to interact with. The apparitions refuse to speak in the character's presence, and they can't be harmed or turned. Rhaegar Yarva will start by summoning a frost giant to challenge the party. As far as how to run this frost giant skeleton, it's mainly going to be using its great axe to swing at the closest party members that decide to run up on it. If one of the ranged attackers or one of the spellcasters is hitting particularly hard or concentrating on a particularly dangerous spell, it may use its glare to hit them with that whopping 10d6 if they can pass a simple DC 13 con save. If they overcome that, Rhaegar Yarva will summon 2 invisible stalkers to challenge the party. The 2 invisible stalkers are also pretty easy to run. They have a 10 intelligence, so they're not dumb by any means. They're going to focus fire on the most dangerous target, or whoever they think is the most dangerous target, and keep in mind that they're always going to have advantage because they are invisible, unless of course the party uses some way to detect them. They are going to have advantage because they are unseen attackers, and disadvantage because the people swinging at them can't see. And again, magic can overcome this. They also have resistance to non-magical weapons. So if your party has non-magical weapons, which if you've been following the book, they probably do, they're going to be swinging with disadvantage, and they are going to be doing half damage. If the party overcomes those 2 challenges, Rhaegar Yarva will be impressed and challenge them no more. The other 6 apparitions will start speaking ancient giant, and Rhaegar will fade away and his throne will rise 30 feet into the air, which will reveal the hidden staircase that descends to the next area. Area 2, the Hall of Braziers. If Yiselm Bloodfang led the party here, when Rhaegar's throne starts to rise, she will attack, and the Frostmaiden will actually send a winter wolf to aid. This can be pretty challenging depending on the level of your party, because keep in mind they just battled this giant skeleton and then 2 invisible stalkers, and now they're following up against a frost druid. This can be a very deadly back-to-back encounter, and there's no way that they'll rest between them. Yiselm the frost druid could probably be pretty tricky to run because it's a spellcaster. Just read through the spells and kind of get a feel for which ones you think she would use. I personally went with concentration on conjure animals, 2 brown bears or 1 polar bear, your choice. She gets 2 CR1s or 1 CR2. So the 2 brown bears are a solid option, and the 1 polar bear, which is a CR2, is also a good option. And as far as her attack spells, she'll probably be dropping ice storms on the party, which does like a ton of AoE damage. So she's going to focus those on the clumps of party members until people start dropping, while the bears sort of act as a barrier to protect her while she uses her magic. Area 2 is the Hall of Braziers. Down here, the party will find the double door leading to Area 5, the iron gate leading to Area 3 and 4, and a stone archway above several alcoves with an inscription of a poem written in the Dwarvish alphabet. This poem hints at the 6 items needed for the 6 braziers in this room. Any character who understands Dwarvish or Giant can interpret the runes on the brazier as Death, Mountain, War, Life, Wind, and Dragon. The Death Brazier needs 3 drops of blood from any dead creature. The Life Brazier needs 3 drops of blood from a living creature. The War Brazier needs an arrow. The Mountain Brazier needs a stone or pebble from a mountain. The Dragon Brazier requires dragon scales or some other dragon body part like a fang or a claw. And finally, the Wind Brazier can be lit just by blowing air into it. These fires will burn for 1 hour after they're lit, and once all 6 braziers are lit, the gate to Area 3 will be open. Area 3 is the Carved Tunnel. Nothing remarkable about this tunnel except that it ends at a pair of double doors that require a DC 15 athletics check to open. These doors lead to Area 4, which is the Treasure Room. In here, the party will find a large oak chest with silver fittings, and a golden key that sticks out of the chest's built-in lock. The chest is stuck to the floor and cannot be moved, and the gold key in the lock is not the key that unlocks this chest, and it can be safely removed. Once the key is out, a character can use Thieves' Tools to pick the lock with a successful DC 20 check. A knock spell can also crack it open. Inside the chest is a Horn of Blasting. There are also 6 flying battle axes that use the flying sword stat block, and they will all fly up and start attacking the party when this chest is opened. The gold key is worth 25 gold pieces, and if the party doesn't remove the key from the chest and instead decides to turn the gold key in the lock, a portal leading to Area 1 opens up in the north wall. This portal is one way only, and it cannot be seen from Area 1, and any creature that passes through this portal will be attacked by 4 swarms of ravens immediately. The double doors leading to Area 5 also require an athletics check DC 15. Once inside, the party will be in Area 5, the Chamber of Chests. This chamber holds 4 large wooden chests with built-in locks. Hanging from a hook in the middle of the ceiling is an iron ring with several iron keys hanging from it. To reach the keys, the characters can either use magic to climb the walls, or they can stack chests and climb them. The keys are too heavy for a mage hand, but they can use mage hand to unscrew the hook from the wall, which would cause the keys to fall. The key ring has 4 iron keys, each of which unlock a chest in this room, and there is also a silver key valued at 2 gold pieces, and this unlocks the chest in Area 4. A character can also use knock or thieves tools on these chests, the thieves tools DC being 15, and each of these 4 chests contains a single item. An elven arrow in one chest, a dead snowy owl frozen stiff in another, a gleaming scale from a young white dragon, and the final chest has a fist-sized stone from Kelvin's cairn. These are all ingredients that can be used to light some of the braziers in Area 2. The last 2 braziers, Life and Wind, the party can provide by dropping 3 drops of blood into the Life Brazier and blowing air into the Wind Brazier. And if you thought that Frost Giant Skeleton, 2 invisible stalkers, a Frost Druid only to be teleported out back to Area 1 and get attacked by swarms of ravens wasn't enough, as the party's leaving, a random Frost Giant from seemingly nowhere is going to run up with an anvil bolted to a chain and start attacking the party because she believes that claiming this Horn of Blasting from the party is a test given to her by her ancestors. This location is rough. This is probably the hardest location in Chapter 2, just because of all the combat that keeps getting thrown at the party back to back with very little time to rest, at least in that first part. And then, random ravens, and then this Frost Giant with the anvil. Very, very difficult location. The Frost Giant is also simple to run and incredibly dangerous. It's got a lot of health, plus 9 to hit, 3d12, and it's not dumb. It's going to focus the most dangerous character in the party, the wizard, the cleric, whoever whoever hurts, it's not going to focus on the tank. It's not going to swing at a shield or heavy armor. It's going to go for the squishy targets, the rogue, the wizard, that spellcaster in the back. The frost giant's going to take them down one by one, work its way to the heavier targets. So this is not going to be an easy fight for your party by any means. They may need to run away, or they may need to kind of use some cheap magic, maybe a charm or a suggestion or something to just avoid this combat altogether, because taking this thing down is going to be tough, depending on their level, of course. And that's it for the Jarlmoot. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know how YouTube works. Hit those buttons, leave a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite of the Chapter 2 locations is. And if you are interested in joining our D&D community, make sure you join the Discord. Link in the description. Come by, ask questions, let me know what you think. And as always, I'll see you at sundown.